Hey guys, this is my new guitar. This was made by Odessa Guitars, as you can see, and it is called the Deadbeat. That's not my name for it, but this is the Deadbeat model by Odessa Guitars, and I'm gonna do some playing with some different settings, some clean stuff, some crunch, some overdriven, pretty much everything in between. Show you what it can do. And at the end of the video, after the playing, I'll go through some specs, a little story with, everything we went through to make this happen, and hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. guys. So as you can see, guitar sounds great. At least for me, it feels great too. You know, everybody's got different guitars that they think feel better than others. I mean, there's tons of different neck contours, there's tons of different body shapes, and everything in between that really make a guitar feel good or bad to a certain person. But I'm very happy to say that even though I took a chance with this, I really like the way it turned out, because Mike from Odessa Guitars, he's the only guy that makes these. He's one guy just making guitars in his free time, and he's only made a few of these. I mean, over the past couple of years. This is number 7 of the Deadbeat model. This is the Deadbeat, and he's got a couple other models, but this one I guess is number 7, which is really cool. And basically I saw him through Instagram. You know, I follow a lot of different guitar pages on Instagram, and I came across this and I'm like, man, they are really unique, and I just knew I wanted to give a shot to somebody to make me a custom guitar. I mean, there's tons of great people out there that make custom guitars, and a lot of different choices out there. So what I ended up, why I ended up going with him is just, it just looked so unique, for one. 2, he just seemed like a really cool guy. And 3, I wanted something that, you know, there weren't thousands of. You know, I wanted something unique. I wanted something that people would be like, what the hell is that? You know, like, I want one of those, because I've done that with so many other guitar brands where, like, I've seen something, I've never known what it was, and just been curious. And, you know, I really think his work is great, and I just wanted to show it off. So, some specs on the guitar. It's got an ash body. It's not swamp ash. It's like some sort of European ash. I got bare knuckle pickups. This one is the Stockholm P90, and then this is the Supermassive P90 in the neck. I got volume tone, 3-way switch. This pickguard is actually powder coated metal. As of right now, he has 2 different options for pickguard, being black, powder coated, or just polished aluminum, which is really cool too. The fretboard is, I always forget what it's called. Oh, it's called Paduk. I think that's how I'm supposed to say it, Paduk, which is cool. I've seen it more and more over the past couple of years, but I've never actually used it myself. And the neck is hickory, actually, which I've never even heard being used for guitars, so that's cool. This wasn't the original plan for the woods that we ended up going with, but I wasn't super picky. The only thing I knew I wanted was the ash body, and I kind of just, I left it up to him really for the neck, because we originally had just gone with a maple neck just because, you know, it's readily available, you know, it's super strong, and he ended up showing me, or he ended up convincing me to go with a Pau Ferro fretboard, which was actually a really nice looking fretboard. But what ended up happening with the build, he had gotten a couple months in. This whole thing started in May of 2015, and he got a couple months in, and something happened where he just wasn't satisfied with the way it was turning out, and he kind of just took a chance, sent me an email and said, look, I'm not happy with the way this is turning out. Would you be mad, or would you be upset if I just started again from scratch? And he even said, you know, no hard feelings if you want to just abandon the project. But he just wasn't satisfied with what had gone on with the last ones. I think it was something with the pickup routing just wasn't lining up just right, and he was super bummed about it. And so he said, you know, if you really want to, we can just call it a day. And hold on a second. Come on. He you really want it to hang out. Right? Right. So what ended up happening was he gave me the option of just calling it a day, and I'll be honest, I was pretty tempted to just spend the money somewhere else. I mean, there's tons of great looking guitars out there. You know, there's, I was looking at Kiesel guitars, I was looking at Strandberg guitars, I was looking at Mayonnaise guitars, like, and I was really close to just saying, you know what, I gave him a shot and it just didn't work out. But you know what, I'm really glad that I stuck with him and that I gave him a chance, because he's just a great guy and he does some really cool stuff, and I think he really knocked it out of the park with this. You know, it's super unique, plays great, sounds great, and you know, I really couldn't be happier with this. And I just, like I said, I think he's just such a cool guy that I just want to show off his stuff even more. Like if he lived nearby or something, I'd gladly be the guy to test all his stuff, just because it's so cool. And I think he really deserves more recognition. So anyway, back to the spec. There's no fretboard markers. For one, I never really cared for fretboard markers or not, you know. I think it looks cool without them. I do have side markers though, and so I got one on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and there's actually an oversized one at the 12th, which is pretty cool, instead of just like the little 2 dots there. Frets, I was originally going to go with, I don't remember if there was an exact brand or whatever that I really cared for, but I was originally going to go with like a medium jumbo, but he suggested this medium size, which works really nicely with this guitar. So yeah, I usually go a little bit bigger, but I'm definitely liking this so far. I have hip shot locking tuners. These are actually the open gear ones, which look really cool. And I have a hip shot bridge as well. I really like the hip shot hardware. They both work really great. Jesus, man. Yeah, they're really solid tuners, and you know, just a really great bridge. So I really like that. Other than that, I don't think there's really too much else to say. Spec wise, I mean, I got a forearm contour here, and I got a little belly contour here, which is always nice. Really good access to those upper frets, which is always a plus. I got 21 frets on here. Switchcraft jack and switch, and yeah, not too much other than that. So like I said, you know, it just plays great. It definitely is a big neck, I will say that. It's definitely bigger than like your average Fender neck. It's probably pretty comparable to like an older Gibson, like Les Paul neck or something like that. It's got a 25.5-inch scale radius, or scale length, not radius. 25.5-inch scale length, and that's like a Fender style. I've pretty much grown up with Fenders my whole life, so I felt like that was a good way to go. I mean, my PRS has a 25-inch. My Gibson 335's got a 24 3/4. So I mean, I like a lot of different things, and different things work better for different guitars too. He's strung it up with 10s, but I actually changed it to 10 to 52. That's just what I prefer. It's got a bone nut, which is always nice. I've definitely liked bone nuts and Graphtec nuts a lot more over the past couple of years, over like the shitty fake bone nuts that certain brands use. Fretboard radius is 12, which is not a Fender style. That's more of a Gibson style. So The feel of this guitar is kind of like the best of both worlds for me, between Fender and Gibson, which is kind of cool. Um, so it makes it pretty unique. I mean, Fender's definitely got more curve to it, which is nice, but I don't know. I just always liked the way that the Gibson fretboards felt, so I kind of went with that sort of feel overall. And this fretboard's actually really nice. It looks kind of like a rosewood, but I feel like the grain's a little tighter than rosewood. It's almost like a mix between rosewood and like ebony, where ebony's got such a tight grain that it feels like almost smooth, which this is pretty similar to, which definitely makes it a lot easier to do faster playing, which is really cool. There's not as much resistance to slide your fingers around. So other than that, I don't think I have too much else to say. Definitely check out his work. I really suggest it. As of right now, I believe he has another guitar for sale that, well, what he likes to do, as far as I know, is to just build a guitar and sell it. He doesn't like doing as much work, just custom work for, like, specifically for somebody. Although I'm really glad that he did this, because I love the natural with the all black. But yeah, I believe he has an orange one for sale right now, which has like a telly bridge style setup, and then he has a P90 in the neck. As far as I know, he still has it for sale, but you can check him up on Instagram, Facebook, or on his website, which I'm going to link below. And tell him John sent you. You know, I really, really suggest checking him out. He's a really cool guy, really nice, and you know, he's definitely happy to help anybody that's willing to give him the time and just want a cool guitar. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and let me know what you think of the guitar. I think it's pretty great. So see you later.